I'm more carbon from like black media. I was a Captain Kojo Smart, meaning near a year JB Danquah, a year Captain Smart. I was young if last week you see, Maka say you see a year Ghana Bosumi Mua and a year Captain Smart, shall say so, and see a year President, former President, now the Dankwaa Kufuor, the Papaso. And Yabusia, where Jan is Swab, Pim Samley, Menoka, Menoka, Captain Smart Gusua, and ye expose a year JB Danquah, former president now the Dankwaa Kufuor, Papa said, your castle will be a young trophy and our trophy will be a conconseni, will be Eddie Okuru, any and no any Nababe Okuru Mafua, Ebusia, and you be as a year His Excellency former president Nana the Dankwaa Kufuor, ne Papa, a year JB Danquah, Ebusia, and all but Busua, Wabe Pakegu, a year ni table sono, Ebusia, and your busketwa. Now, or kind book ni makuni na so say I'm passing JB Danquah now the Dankwaa Kufuor papa and 12 or 12 pa and ye pronounce be our year at the far a year Dr. Kwame Nkrumah hono Ebusia nini na wabeka wonsem and some de ne menoka say Captain Gusua and ye war fire JB Danquah and ye some walk kano ano de waka yi Asante Bediatuo dance ni sa Asante Bediatuo krampo twere book bia na book ni expose ewo eye na ado Dankwaa Kufuor e papa JB Danquah Ebusia come when nyankwaji nchirimu ni mresisi ye
ask about him say and some na ye keke bifa JB Danquah hono enye correct asam na honorable Mutala Muhammad kan no esu aso ye traitor JB Danquah konkonsani men am catchero and I'll prove it this morning. It is already table iswa my bomb modern the new set of books aba books we kwa University of Ghana Legon Library or machine na omunibi. I brought new books. I have repeated Dark Days in Ghana, the Green Book, Ghana, the autobiography of Kwame Nkrumah, and then the other books about. Actually, I will say, as I'm a senator, as I said, I'm sorry, and some come here to say the camera and the far, the titles ni. JB Danquah konkonsani and I don't know me say him for being microphobia gunsane ade say then no me see me pedi oso ye bema we see what kind Ghana history now we name Ghana about some political history no just come and sit here that's all brother better baby I'm hearing of it so feel say aha meme baby meme ye adwumanti wan hwa wonye comfortable wo ntowa wo de ye nko Accra Sports Stadium na ye fa microphones mienu si anim wo say wo na wo ye obi a wonim the political history of this country but now and let's discuss JB Danquah meme so e konkonsani abraba ye bo mem ha ye ho antoyin na fi JB Danquah question number 1 then JB Danquah yema Ghana. I'm asking one question. Obi chama de ba ko papa ba ko pese a JB Danquah ye ya. Ye betimi di yensa tene so. Say si ho. Say watro ye papa e fa Ghana ho. Ebi wan. Say me one say ba ko say. A JB Danquah the reason why you do baby na JB Danquah ne buzi antem essay no me ka kire wachina maybe you don't know e do baby na JB Danquah ne buzi antem asai cause wasa ko di buzi aso ho konkonsa me say I am looking up to solve me try obi so obi be unity Gabi Otreda ko Danquah Institute me boa Otro article B, I think this was around 2011 or so 2012 baby. Was it that time? No. I think it's later than that. Well, whichever. Yawo papa bi ano ye Ghana US ambassador to Ghana Kwame Nkrumah time. Sa papa no. Otro assembly for JB Danquah ho. No ye United States of America, American ambassador no wo Ghana at that time. Kwame Nkrumah time asem na make achiro no. Papa no obo form o makola no, na asem na make no. Obo form say pepra tam. US ambassador wa form pepra e o makola. Your friend Professor Richard D. Mahoney. Your friend Richard Mahoney. Otro book be JFK Ordeal in Africa. JFK Ordeal in Africa. Now, Papa the book no Troy no. Ukwa chapter 6 now I'll come in some about Ghana. He wrote another memoir. And our title some memoir they say JB Danquah, the patriot of Ghana, or a question mark oh bisa say it's JB Danquah or no JB Danquah no. Na oye no kwafo adwen papa amanyo omani ye die woni tirimu ampa ana ono na trust book no JFK Ordeal in Africa. Wokwa chapter 6 of that book, chapter 6 that started from 157 page 157. What was that book no be no? Koire page 157 and a chapter 6 no started. Sanka chino ana what the home ate because me come by me. Chapter 6 of that book. Who will be a what soft copy no? Page 157. So this one, this copy be and we first say where make can say yes soft and they hard. It's a hard copy there. We on page 156. What will be the kind? 2nd June 1961. Am I right? Yes. Papa ya friend JB Danquah no ko jail. Kwame Nkrumah cheno. Then tina Kwame Nkrumah cheno. That time no what 19 concern letters about Osage for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. I have copies of all the letters. It be say political historian be a work room hano. Wo de nya kukuduro na bra. JB Danquah concern ni okahuna Ghana ye brei. And I didn't see Ache, and it has taken me almost 7 years. Apart from the books now, it taken me 7 solid years going deeper into this. And I can chest out and boldly tell you, sir, JB Danquah or concerning Ghana ye in Africa, JB Danquah. And I'll prove to you, and ne Echina, Ukriada, and Yawada, Name for this week. But series where there a trauma could see next year. And say, why, Bibi Baba Fifem near court nearby. Papa the trust our book no. Chapter 6 no, and send me ho. And when I got you a Chedako or Trotto Dankwaa Institute for website. Says Sikabia na America for Triama JB Danquah, so because why concerning no Ghana Hano. Na ye US Embassy. And an etria sasikano, Emma JB Danquah. No mom na CIA and an etria. Gabi Mebwana. Why did you pull that thing down? A year swano, Gabi Achedako and Puli Sadian down. It's now in any case. Mete Menyajuma Media General. But Menyajuma TV3. It is a TV3 for prepare home payroll. Patrol Captain Smart in Bebaso. But here, my American Embassy. It is American Embassy. I prepare on payroll. Anyone I am more allowance. Sabenya Shema US. And then American Embassy Betuamika. Now this is the deal. JB Danquah timer and concern 19 or Tete Kwame Nkrumah factory where JB Danquah will do nothing about the factory, but will start writing disparaging letters and comments and serious and concern about Kwame Nkrumah to UK. And you know what? Russia was monitoring JB Danquah. And if you want to dare me, it can be found in this book. Okay. If again you want to dare me, you can still find it in this book. Remember, so proper. Again, if you don't want to believe me, go and read Richard Hall's book that he wrote, Kaunda, founder of Zambia. You will find it there. Now listen to me. And then go and read Professor Richard D. Mahoney, Ghana, US former ambassador to Ghana, joined Osage for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's time. The friend Mahoney. Time at JB Danquah fi Okwada prison no. Na CIA etua JB Danquah busuafoka. Say mfa no aduane nkoma na prison. No a CIA asset. Now let me break it down so you can understand proper. Say CIA ni we adwuma. One more 2 categories for foreigners. And one more 5 categories for woman. One more United States of America mapa. One person who use one proper. It's either you are an asset or you are an agent. Say US CIA catch us away one more asset. More dupache agent. Asset no 1 within konkonsa, 2 within sekro, number 3 and some are many more. Ebetimi ama man na ye a US ehwehwe o mo nsan kan no wo na wo de koma o mo eti ye fa de say Peter ewa adwin bi a wo de tirim o pesa o ma onua ye a na e ko hyekire e ko te adwin ne pe pa no de mirika na wakoka say hey good afternoon no wo plan foforo Asante aba mo anso ano a mo te wasa ano ama Ghana abaye te say America mo de mo ntena ho na mo hwe na ye bi before de e se e kwaso asa aso mo Fidel Castro wrote this speech, 29th anniversary of the attack on the Mokanda garrison. Grammar, 26th of July 1982. Go get the speech and read. Me say it has taken me so to learn about JB Danquah. Oh yeah, Kwankwansani. He's not just a traitor. Padini ya Kwankwansani. And I'm telling anybody, yeah, share one-on-one. Bring your documents, I'll bring my documents. Bring your books, I'll bring my books. I am telling anybody. The question is that when the first copy or the copy of Kwame Nkrumah's 7-year development plan policy no etu kwan or the kwan JB Danquah the kwan or the kwan JB Danquah the kwan JB Danquah told the CIA say, listen, for the very first time he told the CIA say Ghana's independence means nothing to him. These were his own words. And I have a document to prove it to you. I can't just take him in Fienson to investigate that man. JB Danquah catch CIA say Ghana's independence na Kwame Nkrumah ni ho hancho. O pese Ghana de ne ho. Na Ghana be your man ni mo du e we bibrem ha nyina no. It means nothing to him. There's a document to prove. He wrote officially. So let nobody sit anywhere in this country and think that JB Danquah did something for this country. You can never change the history of this country. Back to the main story. Go and read JFK or Deal in Africa. And tomorrow I will show you pictures. Now the picture not to hop, bam. Me body and the picture not to hop, bam. Me body and the picture not to hop, bam. No, obi any swat that ho. Cause it has taken me 7 years. Because then I said no. Akwari yaji obi any onyama any kwanse oje. So let me take my time and investigate this. We shared Dr. D or Ton Edro of Haya Bisano. At a point, I traveled with him to somewhere. Chapter 6 of that book. JB Danquah the prison no. Na duania ye no afrifie, and then people said that JB Danquah was rich. He was not rich bia. If indeed JB Danquah was rich, and then the CIA and the Trianica and the Sikana man bush for me, I didn't want to come to prison. Can I stand? Eti emo bia nya na dwen se corona yetimu no. People will try to twist and turn our history. It will not wash. It wouldn't go anywhere. It will never happen. Not anymore. JB Danquah da prison where a US ambassador to Ghana Kwame Nkrumah time. My body din amao. Your friend Richard D. Mahoney. Or no actual in the book. Plus the memoirs. Say. Aye, Ghana, aye we no. JB Danquah da prison no. Say na the sika, if CIA ho, e brand busuafo. CIA was paying JB Danquah's family the stipends. Aye, the ban we aduane ama no jail because one money tro. E kon concern na odididi. Me say, wo betumi abeda me. Wo ba na so do nkrata aba. Me so de nkrata abeba. The Asia, baby, obi anya obi a studio. Wo table si ha, me table si ha. O kasa na me so me kasa. Wo kan no abo page, na abo page. No we prove, na me prove. Na ekọ, na ehwa de okrom ha. Ghana yanye ye na JB Danquah. I'm telling you today. And I am one say MP before that dey che Danquah Bediatuo really. Anya me one say besi ne. Kesika wo mawia wo mem ha. Said I must say Ghana. Said I must say to your mayor because Dankwaa for exactly what he was doing. Now watch this. JB Danquah da prison by 2nd June 1961. Maybe yeah, it can be. Obaye no. Peter when you are there, JB. The guy walked straight to the US ambassador in Ghana that time. Say I don't know maybe. And CIA for one met me up obi won ya etua the car until the evening. Me say go and read chapter 6 of JFK Ordeal in Africa. You will understand this proper. Gabi Otreda Kunankasa Troy. He was trying to defend say no crack say JB Danquah CIA assets. An agent in whichever way, whether asset or agent, JB Danquah no din Nkrumah and the Ghana Hong Kong concern. And ambassador and the catcher and say, hey, Kewo, ambassador and no matter watch row. Where Yami quite smart na America. And say, Ukofa, say, America for declassify how Asante for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown. What first had documents na and see, let me say this. You do baby a sense and for your Ghana. You see there. Because the BBC on hot da. So beshe. So be twisted no what turning the history of United Kingdom. And see that BBC on penny. Even other private radio stations and TV stations in the United Kingdom, they will never agree. Go to America, CNN. They will never ever. So I'm better now. Oh, Bediatuo want to na hanye day. Yampuana. Bediatuo to me. Sir, CNN. Bet na ho. Ashe. So be and twist. Now on turn. American history. NC. France 24 on penny. But what about Africa had ya? Yet to be said a penny patrianica. Metamo Mumian to me. Huh? Ya ba Africa ha. Who bet me at Nahashe? I am Shaha. Sir, yeah, the other day. Yen Danino. Yen twisted your history. Yen twisted everything. And this is what your president Obama call and now okay. But the right time, remember no amount. Now president me and just say you pass derogatory remarks about JB Danquah. JB Danquah no concerning. what did it fear ye? Eti ambassador ne catch and say, oh, JB. Asam na wo catch me no de. Minimum jo, minimum say na me country America to oka. Because Richard D. Mahoney na America say we must suspect say or you closer to Kwame Nkrumah, and indeed it proved that Kwame no you closer because Penny bi and your friend Richard Wright na ono na down for pan US ambassador to Ghana. Chenye na down for pan any US ambassador to Ghana. Your friend Richard D. Mahoney. He wrote a letter to a sergeant for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. That is how US got to know, sir. Abrantiana, your friend Richard D. Mahoney, he was one of the greatest diplomats America produced here. When we in free Ghana, when we in free Africa, but the son said na obey Kwame Nkrumah pantino na SSO wo pe kwan bi faso anu twafa no and CIA betumi twafa ho sesia and America tutu America kwahwehwe ko hu say Sir Richard D. Mahoney no ono ne body power America Kwame Nkrumah so body eti sana chedia sa wo mama ambassador no hunu say wo mu tua JB Danquah ka fon konkonsa e o Ghana ha de a ene Kwame Nkrumah bete so wo mu twa fa de ho eti Mahoney can say he doesn't know anything about how much he JB Danquah is being paid every month. I am daring the Dankwaa Institute to come and tell me JB Danquah renegotiated or negotiated here and so from 30 days to 21 days. And this is documented. So when you read Nkrumah's book, Kwame Nkrumah, Dark Days in Ghana, Sana down for now your friend Richard Wright, you know, don't forget, sir, Mahoney so the Richard. Where you Richard D. Wright and where you Richard D. Mahoney. Okay, it's no more Fimbia or Moody, Ghana higher one for fear or Moody, maybe can't fina no Moody natural. Now let's see. He wrote something to a sergeant for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. This is what pushed CIA to know, said no. Say you bought Ambassador Mania, one shah. Or be confided in this man. So confiding in Richard D. Wright, Richard would also confide in Kwame Nkrumah. So Kwame Nkrumah will get to know the details. As a result, we will pay JB Danquah without the knowledge of the ambassador. That is why Susanna Bryan was brought to Ghana during Professor Richard D. Mahoney's time. And I am daring anybody to come and challenge me. And by the grace of God, Kwame Nkrumah ni abaya ne twempena ta asam ne tote ye. I thought that map our positive patterns. I thought that map our positivity. Cause girl ne buy no. Wo mo de ne buy. Say, ono on shadow triaka. So she was brought all the way from the United States to Ghana. And you back up no you Ghana and once over here so JB Danquah. And then I am challenging Gabi Ochedako. Susanna Bryan went to baby and JB Danquah dano. Yachini to no kwasrano 4 times. Mebwana. Susanna kwasra JB Danquah 4 times. And then obia we are Ghana ni ayachi watum. The US embassy for and MS round. So why they bonnie no why they affect a letter now. Opening Richard D. Wright to Troy no. Letter to Kwame Nkrumah. Where no for Kwame the Black Power. And this was published London in New York, it was 1954. It was published again several years and times. Or say, I say to you publicly and frankly, I say to you publicly and frankly, the burden of suffering that must be borne, impose it upon one generation. Do not with a false kindness, do not with the false kindness of the missionaries and businessmen drag out this agony for another 500 years, whilst your villages and your people's minds sink into the morass of the subjective darkness. Be merciful by being stern. Kwame Nkrumah, be merciful by being stern. If I lived under your regime, I would ask for this hardness, this coldness. Make no mistake, Kwame. They are going to come at you with words about democracy. Make no mistake. I wish I could be for our mic and I make no mistake, Kwame. They are going to come to you with words about democracy. You are going to be pinned to the wall and warned about democracy, about decency. Plump-faced men will mumble academic phrases about sound development. Gentlemen of the cloth will speak of values and standards. In short, a barrage of concentrated arguments will be hurled at you to persuade you to temper the pace and drive of your movement. Because there will come a barrage of concentrated arguments will be hurled at you to persuade you to temper the pace and drive of your movement. Afeti, paragraph 4. But you know, as well as I do. So this is where the CIA realized that no, Padino, or a Kwame Chocho Mucho. So a Kwame Chocho Mucho dia, Nessa or ye Mahoney Chocho Mucho dia, ye can't sandwich there, Mahonia, Mahoney be catch right it here in Krumabete, eti yanka. But you know, as well as I do, that the logic of your actions is being determined by the conditions of the lives of your people. Oh my God. Paragraph 1, 2, 3. Paragraph 4. There will be no way to avoid a degree of suffering, of trial, of tribulation. Suffering comes to all people. But you have within your power, you have within your power the means to make this suffering of your people meaningful, to redeem whatever stress and strains may come. None but Africans can perform this for Africa. Kwame, you are the one who can perform this for Africa. And as you launch your bold programs, as you call on your people for sacrifice, you can be confident that there are free men beyond the continent of Africa who see deeply enough into life to know and understand what you must do, what you must impose. This is the letter he wrote to Asante for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. This page. This one. Okay, thank you. So let nobody sit anywhere and lie to you about JB Danquah. There are documents to prove. And eti American ambassador Mahoney said no. As for this one here, let me call and find out. So he wrote to the US government about the request of JB Danquah, because JB Danquah was bold enough kwankwansan ho akatua JB Danquah to be nya akukuduro eko US ambassador no ono so frey no na yampa come so if he had been bold and walked straight to you, it's true, we pay him. Na US ambassador no nani ba ne ho so eno who said ono so adam for pa Richard D. Wright what short krata bi ama Kwame Nkrumah na samna abante de tro no say Kwame hey said you too for two na pofo dem no asade ne ba abonte no ebi ena papa no de ye Kwame Nkrumah said abaya sa dakro oda no sore na ne wura fikrata do obi be ka oba bi obi be publish ma Kwame Nkrumah te and you say I say to you publicly and frankly me ka kire won na me wato ho ase wa bonten say o how yaw ne amane a eda wo manfo komu no emu odu na sa Kwame wa ma wani anye den ne wa mfa wo na nsi fama wasefo nananom Ghana chi several years after so we no so went me amfa wo na nsi fam anya ade esesa wo yema Ghana wasefo bebre Ghana behuna mane. Now this man wrote about JB Danquah. This man Richard D. Wright, he wrote to Kwame Nkrumah about JB Danquah, and there's a book which was written by Philip A.G. inside the company CIA diary. It's here. It's here. Me see me po bi o betwe didn't say sinibu about JB Danquah betra ana frame wo ba bia fa book subra me de beba. JB Danquah ye concern first class me share the so concern ni pada. Ah ba ma otimi di nkwankwansa kire na danfo girlfriend no odini feelings them. Really? It is also documented o. Me mo bitimi na meka. Saka mini JB bra. Aka mini JB. Na ye kwa ba bi ne ane Peter ko JB. Ena me ne wo ni Peter. Ya kwa me ge fie. Ye koduru ye no JB Danquah ni Peter wo. Na JB Danquah afre wa ka cho se ke wo. Ba sap ge yo di captain chi. Ge ne ho fetchen captain. Adentina se oh the captain na mutu ye hwe ha se JB Peter or captain kwaso anya adwuman. Na sagro ene JB sim ma hohoro mi so ade we ya nkoye ke wo menkan wo etuoti a ye wo awasem na JB Danquah timi akwa hwe no oyenkani minimini din let nobody deceive anybody in this country. Etimi akodin konkonsasa Nanansi echire hini number 1 JB Danquah Nanansi echire hini the wife na wajige no ori eso awanwa no me pese me busa Nanado Danquah akufa do se JB Danquah ne maye sei JB Danquah ne maye sei yan fa no to amanto book no so ande betwam eti Kwame enkrofo bi be ba me catch so mo ye missionaries tie se CIA ni catch so be a missionary a en trese nipa no kuta Bible en so kuta Bible dabi missionaries ni ye CIA fo mo ba e yo mo hote sa asofo a wo mo de oba no krokro or the fed fell or dodo any from missionaries eti asofo na wode wo ba Africa yina mo de book we bra ye na e friend the Bible no. They were described as missionaries. They were all CIA agents. They are all CIA agents. Any another day discussion. Because what's your Bible? No, my catch was say, listen, me ye Christo ni. Me Jesus Christo na wo. Ni wo. Ni wo soriye. Any susum konkron amayo edi. Me di pa. But I didn't find the Bible. No, it is not the word of God. It's a lie. The Bible is a book that contains the word of God. It's in Yamiasem our Bible, but Bible and Yamiasem. You find on to her. The Bible na kasa crowd kind here. Obetiase, Ubehunu said it here. Yanko book no so. So what happened? I say Kwame. Be merciful by being stern. I say nya badae. Mema utimu nya di bebre bat. Hey, wujaf. Ye be memu fa wona nsi fam. They told me say Kwame, make no mistake. Kwame, hey, menyem from so da. Na omo beba beda da o the democracy. Broni o, we broni. Yeah, the more democracy can be. It's a lie. The word democracy comes from the word democracy. It comes from the word demonic cracy. Democratic principles. Democratic principles. And if you want to challenge, go and read a Pigeon special. Because they are black, Derek Murphy and Cos John. I've taken 7 years. Because people say, can't some now. We are no more evidence. Kwame, make no mistake. They are going to come at you with words of democracy. Remember, my friend can be a demonic. Saka democracy nye demonica. And the democracy catch us oba ware oba na bema ware bema. Dimachi, I'm telling you why democracy is demonic. It comes from the word democratic. Democratic principles. Eti democracy na Africa ya solid e nyina no. Ehin na fi bai. Now in democracy, you say bema ndi bema to.